There are two people who mean a whole lot to Gwen in the Spider-Verse movies, and those are her dad and Miles.
Do punk rock to give your old man a hug.
How did you get... How did you get...
These two are incredibly important to her. They really are everything. So in this video, I want to dive into why these relationships matter so much to Gwen and what they say about her character. Let's start by talking about her dad. Of course, he means a lot to her because he's her father, but there's more to it than just that. He's actually the only real meaningful connection she has in her own universe. You see, Gwen doesn't have many close people around her. She's part of a band called the Mary Janes, but honestly, I don't think she's that close to her bandmates, definitely not close enough to call them best friends.
Are you okay?
You don't hang out and you don't want to talk.
I didn't join a band so I could talk about my feelings.
Well, I did.
I joined it so I could hit my feelings with sticks.
Yo, if you don't tell someone what's going on, you're gonna snap.
I'm fine.
That's not how someone who's fine would say that.
Say, I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks.
Whoa.
How are you?
The only friend she really had was Peter, but sadly, he died. So after that, her dad becomes the last important person left in her life, the one she can truly rely on. Now, Gwen wasn't really open to making new connections or close friends after losing Peter.
And I don't do friends anymore. Just to avoid any distractions.
She kind of kept to herself emotionally. Her door was pretty much closed to letting new people in. But then, Miles showed up and everything started to change.
If you ever decide to do friends again, I could always open up a slot.
I'll keep you posted.
He became her very first real friend since Peter passed away, and more than that, he became someone who means the world to her. The way Miles approached her, the way he was just himself and didn't judge her, made her open up in ways she hadn't before. Their friendship wasn't just a simple buddy thing, it went way deeper than that. Even though she and Miles didn't get to spend a ton of time together, every little moment they shared was really meaningful. And as they spent time together, something unexpected happened. She started developing feelings for him. When she had to go back to her own universe, she felt this sadness because she wasn't sure if she'd ever get to see him again. Besides her dad, Miles was the only real person she connected with, but he wasn't even in her world. He was from a totally different universe. That distance between them didn't make her feelings fade at all. In fact, it did the opposite. Her feelings for Miles only grew stronger. She couldn't stop thinking about him, and he stayed on her mind all the time. It was honestly really heartbreaking when she had to run away from her own universe after her dad found out that she was Spider-Woman. Not only did he find out her secret, but he was actually ready to arrest her because of it. Imagine how tough that must have been for Gwen. She basically had to leave her dad behind, someone she clearly loves, and she wasn't even thinking about going back. That meant she was probably never gonna see him again, which is just so sad. This all starts to make sense when you realize that Gwen sort of had to come to terms with what was happening. Now, I'm not saying she just accepted it because she didn't care about her dad, far from it. She was forced into a situation where she had to accept that according to the rules of the Spider Society, specifically Miguel, her dad's death was something that was supposed to happen. It's called a canon event, a fixed point in the storyline that she couldn't change, no matter how much she wanted to. She had been told that trying to stop it was dangerous and that this was just something she had to live with. Throughout the whole movie, you can see Gwen torn apart inside. On one side, she has her feelings for Miles, and on the other, she has this huge responsibility to the Spider Society, which expects her to put her duty first. She wanted to make both sides happy, but that was impossible. When she got kicked out of the Spider Society, it was even worse. She didn't have the special watch that lets her travel between universes anymore, which meant she couldn't go back to help Miles, even though she wanted to. She knew she hurt him, and that broke her heart too. She really regretted everything that happened between them. When she finally returned to her own universe, Gwen felt completely helpless. She was stuck in a place where she couldn't help the person she cared about the most, and she probably assumed her dad was either already dead or about to die because of that canon event she was told about. But then something amazing happened. She realized that her dad had actually quit being captain, which was a huge deal. By making that choice, he changed what was supposed to happen to him. He changed his own fate. And because of that, nothing bad happened to her universe after all.
Wait a minute, you're not gonna be captain? That means...
This moment was really beautiful for Gwen's character because it showed her finally understanding something very important, that canon isn't always set in stone. The rules that seemed so rigid could actually be broken or changed. Miles was right all along. It gave Gwen hope and showed her that sometimes, things you think are impossible can actually be different if you're brave enough to try. It's a powerful and emotional moment that really adds depth to her story. Her reconciliation with her dad was such a touching moment, and the speech she gave in that scene was absolutely beautiful. She tried to explain how her mask isn't just something she wears, it's like her badge of honor. It's a symbol of who she is, and what she stands for.
You have to understand. This mask is my badge. And I'm trying to be good too. I was trying so hard to wear this thing the way you would want. And I didn't. I can do all these things, but I can't help the people I love the most.
She wanted him to know that she's really doing her best to make him proud, even if it's not always easy. That speech felt so honest and heartfelt, and it showed just how much she cares about him. I also have a feeling that in Beyond the Spider-Verse, we're gonna see something similar happen with Gwen and Miles. We know she's gonna have to redeem herself after everything that's happened between them, and I'm sure it's gonna be super emotional. Their relationship has so much depth, and seeing her work toward fixing it will be a really meaningful part of the story. When Gwen made things right with her dad, it felt like everything started to fall into place for her. She found out that Hobie had left a dimensional traveling watch in her universe that was set to Miles's universe. That's such a big deal because now she finally has the chance to fix things with another really important person in her life. She's already made peace with her dad, and now all that's left is for her to heal the relationship with Miles and fix things between them. What I really love about Gwen is that she's trying. She knows she messed up, and she feels terrible about it, but she's putting in the effort to make up for it. Honestly, I don't understand why some people dislike her so much. She made mistakes, she regrets them, and now she's doing her best to fix things.
I mean, am I responsible for this?
No.
Maybe it's all my fault.
Come on, Papa, you're a great dad.
It's not your fault. It's mine. One thing I learned from Miles, it's all possible.
That's what real character growth looks like. If you don't appreciate that kind of development, then maybe you just don't like seeing characters change and grow. Both her dad and Miles give Gwen a real sense of purpose. They give her the strength to keep fighting for what is right. On one side, there's the strong father-daughter relationship, full of love, guidance, and support, and on the other side, there's the romantic connection with Miles, which adds a whole other layer to who she is. Hopefully, everything will end well between them, and I honestly can't wait to see the moment when Miles meets her dad for the very first time. That's gonna be such a special scene, full of emotion and maybe a little bit of awkwardness, but ultimately something really heartfelt.